Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to discuss about creating a data model in Power BI and then creating a visualization in Power BI. All right, let's get started from the very scratch all the way to the end. Please stay until the end of this video because you don't want to miss the opportunity to learn here. Okay, I'm going to go from scratch all the way from connecting the data into building the dashboard. So stay tuned. Now I have the Power BI dashboard, as you can see on my screen here, which is exactly what I'm going to create. And my data model, I'm going to bring all these tables or views I have created to build the data model. So with that, let's continue. So I'm going to hide this Power BI desktop and let me get to another Power BI desktop app open so we can continue along. So stay with me. All right, so I have the Power BI desktop open. All right, I'm dragging here. So I'm going to start off with a blank report, okay? So when you're opening the Power BI desktop, this is exactly what the screen will look like. And I'm going to open the blank report. And here's my canvas. Now, creating the model. So let me tell you, before I begin, connecting the data from my SQL Server, into the Power BI, let's understand the objects, what we are trying to go about, right? So I have my Power BI demo database, and all my objects are there's a table, dim date table, which is a dimension date table, and there's a few uh, dimension views and the fact cells, which is also view. So I created these 5 of these views for my project. Okay, so and I'm going to connect these and then build the model in Power BI. Okay, that's the goal. And then again, like I said, if the time allows, if we are going to talk about creating a dashboard after we create the model. Okay, so without further ado, let's continue. So time is running, so we have to continue. So I'm getting my data is in, as you know, data is in SQL Server database. So for that, I'm going to connect my data. You can click on get data, or you can also click to SQL Server, or you can also click right here on the canvas saying import data from SQL Server. Either or will do the same work for you. So server name, again, you have to get the server name, which in my case, I'm going to click on connect and then copy. You'll get this server name here. I'm going to copy that and then go back to my Power BI desktop. Let me go there. Multiple screens open here. So paste and database, obviously, what's the database name? My database name is this guy. So I'm going to copy this here, Control C, get back to my here a desktop, Power BI desktop, paste it. And let's go ahead and hit OK. So it's going to give a few seconds here, take a few seconds, depending on how fast is your network. It might take longer if it is slow. So here we go. So I'm connected to that Power BI demo database. As you can see towards the end here, if I hover my mouse, you'll see the database name. And these are the objects that I have within that database. One is a table, and these are views. So you see two look like display screens. That means these are views, and one single tabular view, which is a table. So I created all of these so we can start connecting these objects. I'm going to get select these check boxes, and you'll see a preview here. Going to go, I don't need to transform data. I'm going to go ahead and load the data. All right, so give it a few seconds here. It might take more than just a few seconds, depending on how fast is the network here, and depending on how large is your objects, right? There you go. Now it is not that large, so As you can see towards the right here, all these objects are being connected into the Power BI, which means these are now brought back to Power BI. So I have dim date, dim salesperson, dim territory, dim customer, dim product, and fact sales. All right. So if I here towards the left, you'll see based on if you're on older version or newer version. This is my latest version. So if you're based on, it might be a little bit different, but however, you should see report view, table view, and model view. So now before you start building or building a report in this canvas, like you have to you have to build a model. That's what you have to do. If you haven't built a model first and you just try to get the data from these objects, what happens is, I'll show you what happens. So let's say I'm getting the territory ID, and then see, as soon as I start getting data from different objects, you'll get this message, which means there is no relationship. So I can't bring it. That's what it is saying. I can't determine the relationship between the fields, so I can't do that. That's what Power BI is saying. So ignore this one. So let's remove this one for now. Don't get confused. What I'm saying is, if you don't have the relationship built, then you cannot bring the data from multiple tables. Yes, you can bring from one single table itself, but you cannot bring data from multiple sources or multiple tables. Now again, I need to emphasize one important thing is Power BI modeling is based on a star schema, which is you'll have a fact table on the center and the dimension table and the surrounding. So that's just like a star. That's what it is called, a star schema. And that's how the model works. And that's how the filtering works. So based on that model, we're going to create that. So now I am here on the model view on the left. So as you can see, Power BI already connected its it already connected did the modeling for us based on the matching fields. Okay, so I'm going to organize these here. I would like to keep my fact tables always towards the center and all the dimension tables on the surrounding areas. You can put anywhere, but it makes more sense when you look around and clear to understand the visual of the model. So here you go. So I have this, let me shrink this. You can also shrink this down, make it smaller. All right, get it going here. Dim customer, dim, okay. All right. So this, for some reason, this did not find any relation here for some reason. However, what you can do is I'm gonna, where is our date table here? So here's our order date. Okay, so the date I can just drag and join to the order date, and it will say one to many. So this has dim date has 1 to this fact table, which is fact sales, has this date has many. Obviously, this is a calendar table, and it cannot have a duplicate dates, right? So one single day cannot be duplicated. So this is a calendar table, which is dim date, and here's a fact sales date, order date. There might be multiple order dates, right? So that's what it says, one to many. All right, so make this relationship active. This already being default checked, leave that as is. And then this is a cross filter direction is always mostly going to be single direction by default. And you leave that as is, no need to change anything. Then I'm going to save this. So you can see now I have a relationship built with this dim table with the facts table based on the order date. If I hover my mouse, it will highlight these fields that are being joined together. Okay, all right. Now, so I have this being joined to the fact. Let me verify to make sure what is this doing here. Territory ID is being join with what else is being joined? It's territory ID, okay. And okay, for some reason it is it is doing inactive relationship. What that means is that you see this is a dotted line. So what this is saying is, hey, I already have a relationship flowing this way, so I can't have a two relationship with that object. Okay, that's what it is. So anyway, this is still there is a relationship, but the active is on this flow. So this is, let's see what it is, territory ID, okay. So on the salesperson, what it is doing is, let me see here. So see, if I hover my mouse, this is being highlighted. That means these two have a relationship based on the territory ID. So, and the direction of this filter flow is downward here. See this little arrow pointing over here. So that means the report is going to filter based on what we select here. So it's going to filter down here. So if I select the person ID from here, it's not going to go up here and filter this data. That will, it's not going to do that, because the direction of the flow is from this table to this table, and then again from this table, the direction is to this table. See the flow, and the arrow is going down. So that's what it's doing. So looks, this one looks, customer ID looks good to me. Over here, product ID is joined with product ID. The flow is here. So I'm good with this model here. So this is pretty much a star schema. So the fact table is at the center, and you can see other objects are on the surrounding areas. So they are being linked with the fact tables. This is also linked with the fact table. However, there is a flow, filter flow is going from this object to here, and then from here to here. So this is also works. This also works. Okay. All right. So we'll find out. Okay, let's, the model looks good. This is called the modeling. Okay. So, and a star schema. So one side to many, star, one, and then too many. So star means this is many, one to many. That's the relationship. That's how you want to build. Okay. So let's go ahead and the model looks good. I'm going to go to the report view now. So for example, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the visualization now. So let's do one. Okay. So I am going to follow this pattern. Okay. So I'm going to follow this pattern. So what I have on the first visual is the line chart I'm going to bring. And the line chart, I want the month name, which is the month name. I think this is the month name. And I want the total sales. Okay. So I want total sales by month. I have a total sales from fact sales table. That's what I'm going to bring. And see, now, one thing notice is these months are scattered all over the place. They are not in order, right? So how do you fix that? So there's a trick. So I go to the table view on the second one, table view, and then stay on this dim table, which is our calendar table, also called a calendar table. So this being highlighted or selected, this is what the table view shows the data for that table. And this date, I don't like the full long date. Pretty much I don't like that. So better to do is month, day, and year. This format. Okay, so you can go ahead and change that format: month, day, year. Okay, there you go. So we don't want long name, we don't need the name like Wednesday or Thursday, Friday, such thing. Short and clean, right? So everything looks good. Now, what we're trying to do here is on this view, on this table view, what I want is I want this month name. This month name, I'm going to highlight this here. And then there is a sort by column here. So go ahead and click on that one. And then I'm going to sort by month not the name, but it's just a month, and which is this number. So January is going to be first, like here, July is 7, right? And December is going to be 12. So we want to sort this field based on this field. Okay, that's what this is going to sort in order. So if I select based on month, and nothing will happen here. But if I go to my visual now, the report view, and then on these three little dots, I'm going to click here and then sort the axis by month name. Okay, and then I'm going to click again and sort axis in ascending. It is selected descending, but I want to do the ascending. See, December is coming first. I want January first, so that's what I got to click as ascending. So there you go. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Now they are in order. So this is my total sales by month. Here's my sales, and you can if you want, you can bring the data labels. That's more on the formatting side of the visual. So we can do that here quick. So click on format, and then you want to bring the data labels turn on. So turn on the data labels so I can see the amounts on every these dots, right? And also if you want to bring these dots, you can bring markers. And then let me see here, data labels. I thought that's the marker. Okay, let me see, marker on everything. Okay, there you go. If I turn this on with this type, you can change this to triangular, or you can change it to dots or square or things like that. So I think dot looks better, and leave the color as is. Okay, we don't want to do other formatting here. So okay, because our goal is not to do much of formatting here. Goal is to create the model and then do a visualization, as I mentioned earlier. So here it goes. So this is one visual. The other visual I would like to bring is the table column visual, which is let's bring okay, one second here. I'm trying to see which okay, column visual. Okay, that should work. So now, all right. Okay, this is my column visual. All right, so all right, what do we want here? We want total sales by territory. Okay, so I'm going to bring total sales on the values, which is going to be my x. It's supposed to be in x-axis. I mean y-axis. That is correct. Okay, so I want this to be shown by total territory, which is territory name. I have a territory name here. So if I bring that, so this is a Southwest, Central Canada, Northwest, and so on. So I can also turn on the data labels for this guy, so I can see how many in millions. Australia has 1 million and Southwest has a 17 million. There's a blank which is not categorized. The sales was not categorized on any of these, and that's what the blank is coming along. So you can leave that as, or clean that. This is for now. Let's just leave as is. Okay. All right. Now, what else we want to show is, okay, I want to also show the. Let me bring this here, this visual, which is a stacked bar chart visual. So I'm going to make this bigger here. Let's bring down here. Okay. So I want to see what are the categories being sold, right? So what are the categories? So this should be category, custom product category, right? So we want to bring the product categories and the total sales. Okay, so road bikes. Okay, we have to turn on the data labels too. Turn that on. Okay, there you go. So we got data labels. Now I want to bring a pie chart. So let's make a little fancier, right? Obviously, right? So pie chart, I want to bring the regions. Okay, so we have a territory regions, which is let's see, and then bring what are their sales for these territory. North America has the highest sales, and blank, there's a large amount of blank which is not categorized under any groups. That's what these blanks are coming. and Pacific region has the smallest amount of sales. If you take your mouse or over your mouse, you can see the amount of sales or percentage on top of everything, right? So 62.2% of the total sales is North America. You can see if I expand this little, there you go. All right, now next one, I wanted total sales by the salesperson. Okay, so I can bring the same visual here, for example, this visual, and I want to see the total sales by salesperson, and their name is last name, full name. Here is a full name, and you can rename this by right-clicking. Right-clicking, 1 second. Oops, sorry about that. My computer just crashed. Okay, I will fix it. Come back. Just give me a second. Okay, so the report is going to look like this. So for some reason, my the other Power BI desktop app just crashed for some reason. So if I do view recover files, and this is saying, okay, that's my time. Okay, open, and let's bring it up. This is my initial one that I showed it to you guys earlier. So it's opening on my another screen. Give it a second. And okay, that's fine, because the ultimate goal was to create. All right, refresh. Okay, there you go. So this is how, now this is how you create the model. Okay, I mean the report, right? So you can also in another tab or page, you can also put the raw data. So if users, they want to export and analyze on their own to Excel, they can do that. And these three dots, you can click here, export data, and it's going to allow you to export into Excel. However, the Excel has a data limitation. 150,000 is the limitation. So this you cannot export everything here. So I'm going to cancel that. So however, if you filter the data first and then export, maybe that will help export data. And then let me take a look, see if it'll give me an options to, again, it's too large. The number of rows to export the data is 150,000 from Power BI into Excel. So that is the limitation anyway. So there you go. So this is the dashboard. The other tabs, it's optional. You don't have to, but I would recommend to create a dashboard here and on the raw data, because dashboards are meant for visual report, right? So if people would like to export it into Excel, this is not convenient, because there's so many visuals, right? So they will have to do each one to export, and that's not convenient. So, and for that reason, to analyze further, they can export the raw data. However, there's a limitation, so you'll have to use the filters to export the data into Excel. Obviously, one person may not want to export everything, right? They are only concerned about certain product ID, or maybe certain sales order numbers, or maybe based on territory groups. They just want to filter the North America, or maybe Europe, right? Then maybe this data is a good enough size to export into Excel. Okay, something like that. Okay, all right. Hopefully now you have idea of exporting. I mean, getting the data into Power BI, and then building a model with a star schema, and then creating a visualization just like this. And later, once you save this report, and then you can publish into Power BI. Let me do that quick for you guys. So I'm going to publish in the advanced work sales workspace here, and select, and it might say replace, because I already have that named of the report there. So I'm going to replace it, and it should be published in the Power BI service. There you go. If I click on this, the report would already be there. And if I let me click on restore, see if it will already take me to the service. Give it a second here. All right, it's getting a little slow here. It's kind of trying to open two. I don't need two screens open. Okay, there you go. So now I have 3 pages here. So this is my dashboards, and here's the raw data. And I was trying to create another one, but I left it unfinished pretty much. This guy here, it has years. You can filter them, based on the year. It is the filter, based on the salesperson ID. You can filter the sales, right? Hey, they want to see their sales for this particular person. Click on the ID, and this data is going to filter for that person. So something like that. So that would help. And based on whatever their the report users desire, you can build multiple tabs and a summary dashboard, something like that. I should have put a heading. You can put that heading as well, saying what this is, which I did not hear. So anyway, so that is how you create a model and then build the report and publish it into Power BI service. So hopefully that helps. Please like and subscribe my channel if you have not done so. If you have already done so, I do really appreciate your time. And please do continue watching my more videos. And thanks again. Have a great day.